Safder Nazir, Senior Vice President, Public Sector, Huawei Middle East and Central Asia. Thank you for joining us here at Economy Middle East.
Most welcome, Al.
Thank you very much. Now, if you could start by telling us the highlights of this year's participation, Huawei's participation at this year's GITEX Global.
Sure. So GITEX is a key feature of our calendar when it comes to marketing. And this event this year is as big and as busy as I've ever known it. Okay, so our stage here today, we've got two parts of it, and it's a similar size as we had last year, but we're of course showing some different things. The theme of GITEX this year is AI, and the theme of Huawei this year is accelerating AI. So if we think about what we've got in terms of the fifth industrial revolution, there are two major trends in that. One is a technology evolution, and also is a energy revolution. So these two things, I think Huawei has a unique position, and we're here to share that with the world.
Wonderful. And what are you showcasing at this year's GITEX Global?
So a number of our BGs are here today, and that's how we're able to uniquely address this challenge of the fifth industrial revolution. So on the one hand, from a connectivity side and the evolution of connectivity, we're talking about 10G and some of the issues around high quality campuses that we can address, which also come into Net Zero Campus. When we come to being able to do all of this in a sustainable way, our digital power business group is here showcasing some of the latest innovations in, for example, electric vehicle charging or battery storage technology, and also the inverter technology from where we generate renewable energy. Now, the pièce de résistance is the bit that goes into the exciting bit that people like to talk about these days, is AI. And our cloud team is talking about the Pangu model. And the Pangu model is a large model. Now, of course, you might have heard of other large models as well, but we have a large language model and also a large computer vision model. That's for understanding what we see from pictures and videos and so on. So we're doing some amazing demonstrations outside which show how these large models, and a large model basically means the training time is reduced. So we created the fundamental model, which takes a very long time to do with trillions of data points effectively. And on the other hand, we're able to then create industry-based models for our partners to then create specific use cases and use AI, because we want to be able to help transform and accelerate the transformation of industry using AI.
And I want to talk a little bit about the Huawei Net Zero Campus. Now, could you tell us a little bit more what that is, and how does that help reduce the environmental impact of companies, your clients, your customers, and so on?
Sure. So I was actually in a roundtable discussion this morning talking about how can we accelerate the adoption and the progress towards the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. Now, as a part of that is how can we, instead of just leaving it all to, something's going to happen by magic at the government level, how can everybody take a part in that and help it happen? So certainly the UAE has a very clear strategy for net zero. I hope you're with us tomorrow. We've got some very exciting news coming up tomorrow. But from every campus, and a campus can be anything from a large building. It doesn't have to be a university or school, but it could be. It could be a factory or even a retail mall, but basically a district size area that's under a unified management from an operations perspective. Because we believe there's two key components of that. One is reducing the power consumption and carbon footprint of the ICT load, or the technology. We call this carbon conscious ICT. And on the other hand is being able to generate power on site. And that way, if we can balance off the energy that we're consuming versus the energy that we can generate on site, we can achieve net zero faster. And if every campus can do that, our cities and our countries will accelerate their transformation to net zero.
I see. And with the Net Zero Campus, you must inevitably have challenges. What are some of the main challenges that you face, and how do you overcome those?
So the first thing is letting everybody know that they can do something, right? So when there is a direction towards net zero, often it might be difficult for organizations to understand what they can do about that. So one of the key things we need to do is to pass on the message of what can be done in every campus, which is Net Zero Campus. And our teams are out there. We launched a white paper earlier this year. We'll be doing some more sessions tomorrow around net zero to get the message out there of every campus, every building can take an approach which is going to help them get towards net zero. This is the first thing. Second thing is being able to enable our partners to be able to work with customers to do that, right? So, of course, we have a number of our partners here outside today, both from a commercial angle and from our distribution as well. And within the distribution, we've launched a new set of products under a sub-brand called eKit. So all of these three layers, no matter where a customer sits, whether it's in a small, medium business or in a slightly larger industry like healthcare or education, might be in the commercial market, or even very large customers, all of them, we believe that with Huawei and our partners, we can help them accelerate to net zero faster.
Very interesting stuff. Safder Nazir, thank you very much indeed for joining us here at Economy Middle
Thank
East.
you.